Razor gets picked up here, a hero that C9 like to run, have run it plenty in the past as well, and they're gonna pick it up here.
It seems like a very safe hero.
Yeah.
Like, it's difficult to lose with a Razor unless you get completely overrun.
He has some dangers for him though, like just heroes that burst really quickly, because any man fight, you know, long dragged out stuff, he will do very well.
So you're
he
saying
also does
like
well.
Gyro and Lino is going to be wonderful against him?
Gyro in a way, but not in the mid-late game, because then he just static links you and runs at you with BKB.
Yep.
Then taking your damage away, that's terrible for a Gyrocopter. You can't even BKB and, you know, get away from that. So
in the early game, Gyro, Lina, in the late game, we might look towards more Tuskar and Lina.
yeah, Tusk and Lina is definitely able to make short work of him, but they might have to expend their resources on Queen and Lion. We'll see. So Bloodseeker
There's the ban.
Yeah, he gets a ban here actually from LGD. So still a little bit relevant, but last ban is. I always figured he would be like a third, fourth, or fifth pick during TI, not a first pick or second, because you can definitely counter him.
Yes.
It is definitely doable, and he kind of needs a synergy in your lineup. Honestly, I don't even think he would be that good for C9 here, looking at what they have. I mean, sometimes you want to combine him with Zeus, just super strong combination. But let's focus on this game, and we're gonna see it again.
How, like, this is now, okay, so in the series we cast,
yes,
Vega versus CDEC, we got 2 Embers, and it was a 50-50.
From both teams.
Yeah, it came from both teams. One was a victor, one was a loser. And now we're going to get our 3rd Ember Spirit out of 4 games that at least we cast as a pair. And I'm interested to see how well he goes in this, because he could get completely frustrated.
Yeah, it was also an Ember in the Vega MVP match. And
yes,
Ember is very strong at fighting early on, however, he lacks HP, and if you itemize him to be strong at fighting early, I can understand the pick, because every carry pick wants to be something that is active early on. Look at this, Gyrocopter, Ember Spirit, these are not your Void or, you know, hero that doesn't do much until you actually have items.
Yep.
But everyone is building him as a hard carry and fighting just because he has strong fighting skills. Flame Guard, super useful skill.
Yep.
The ultimate keeps you pretty safe, and you can use it aggressively. And of course, Searing Chains, great against Queen of Pain.
Yeah, it's also going to be terrific up against heroes like Razor when we go into the mid game. Like Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, Razor wants to keep chasing you down all the time, but doesn't have to put himself in peril to do such a thing if he can get the timing right on it, of course.
Yeah, that is a very good point. That's a very good point. So, Ember being more popular could also be against the Undying, you know? You jump around and you hit everything, so... Batrider! I can't even remember the last time I've seen a Batrider competitively. This is nice.
We didn't think we were going to see a Batrider in this entire competition, primarily because whenever anyone was asked about Batrider, the phrase came back, no one plays him. However, at the same time, in Cloud9, you've got Bone 7. Like, if you were one of the most experienced Batrider players out there, the guy that invented Mask of Madness Batrider, he has now got that Batrider in this game.
That is true. And Batrider, while he's definitely not getting a lot of love in this patch, throughout, you know, the history of Dota and Dota 2, he has always been one of the top picks throughout the majority of the history, because he brings something very good to a team, which is he can jump in, pick one guy, pull him into your team, and start the fight. It's not rocket science. You start the fight right there and then, because sometimes it's hard to initiate.
And he does it with vision too. Like, that's even the better thing. Like Batrider, you turn on that Firefly, and you get that unobstructed vision, ability to walk over levels. So he's a terrific hero. He offers a great amount in the late game. We still have to keep in mind, though, he's gonna have issues coming into the Gyro, the Tuskar, as well as the Ember. Like, even if you snowball, you could just lose everything you're looking for.
Definitely.
So it's not gonna be an easy game for Bone 7 by any stretch of the imagination.
We'll see how that works out for the Batrider.
Yep. But right now, let's get ourselves into the game so we can welcome in our mainstream viewers. If you're joining us now, joining the people in Dota TV, I am W1, joined by Waga doing LGD, going up against Cloud9. Game number 1 here of our group stage. 3 games going on at the same time, but we are your pairs here on the mainstream.
Yeah, really excited for LGD versus C9. I'm really happy we get to cast this. We get to cast a lot of C9 games.
We do.
And we also have 2 IG games coming up later today. and we will cast plenty of them throughout the group as well.
It is heaven for a caster here at TI4.
It's so nice.
So many top quality teams, so many great matchups. There's never really a disappointing matchup.
Just barely seeing each other a little bit there as they run into each other. He saw the Tuskar. He also saw the army that was running in. At least the Queen and Batrider. The rest managed to sneak down.
It's kind of interesting that Cloud9 are doing this too, because when you look at LGD's lineup, their level 1 team fight's actually really good.
Oh yeah.
Up against Cloud9's Undying, however, you probably have second thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. Both teams have very strong level 1, in fact, but I think they may have said like, oh, LGD have really strong team fights, they're probably gonna go up and contest our jungle, so let's just ward their jungle, and that is the trade-off. So both teams blocking the opponent's single pull, or the safe pull.
Yeah.
So no small camps until they deward that.
However, C9 are a little bit late coming up to the top rune, so they're going to have to take the bottom, which is going to go to Fader, and the top. Smart decisions here by Big Daddy No-Tail as well as Bone 7. No reason to contest that top rune. However, Yao might be in trouble on bottom lane. Big Shadow Strike into the Earth Spike as well. Yeah, he's got no escape. He does have 2 stick charges and the Shadow Strike's ticking him down. He won't die from this until the Plasma Field will arrive. Yao has to actually trigger the salve quickly and the stick charges. He'll survive only just, but as you said, consumables being burned.
At what cost, Toby? That's terrible for him. 100 HP, 3 tangos available now, but his salve is gone, and Misery is not gonna be going easy on him. He's got to keep him completely out of experience, and maybe
he's actually dead.
Maybe
Misery, is that enough? One more attack.
Oh,
there it comes, and he snowballs and avoids it. He's still going up to Misery, which means he's going to die. One more attack. There it is. First blood spilt by Cloud9 after it's been a thawing experience for a Tusker.
Yeah, and that means he has to purchase a TP scroll as well, so a disastrous start for him. And they also do not get the instant D-ward LGD. They are not going to be having the pull on bottom lane.
This is when you start looking towards your other lanes to try and pull it back for LGD. But top lane, not going to be an easy place, especially when you got 2 napalm stacks into the decay with the body block from No-Tail. Bone 7, now 3 stacks. Sylar, how much more damage is there? Another decay in 1 second.
So
it's going to be another one. He's salving up quickly. The decay, he'll stay alive. No-Tail, he's in so deep with the creep wave into the tree. No-Tail, there's your burst heal from MMY. Sylar in the tree line. No-Tail's going to go down way too deep on the top lane. And LGD gets something very big back.
Yeah, punished by the dazzle there and how well he could just keep healing there, running after. And despite not having Rocket Barrage level 1, Gyrocopter does survive there.
And you're just seeing such aggression in all the lanes, even down at the bottom with the Plasma Field from Envy and Misery. They're just getting up in the face of Yao and Xiao Wei, and they know they can't really return the fight until Yao commits the snowball, and then you get the stun time to set up for the Light Strike Array. Then you've got your burst combo, but can you kill anyone down here apart from, well, Misery?
I think it's really tough, actually, and he's gonna stand in pretty safe positions in general. I mean, Lina can trade effectively against a Lion. She has a little bit better trading hits, better range and harassment, but they can't do much against the Razor. As you said, he's just gonna be free farming, and they don't have the pull.
Here it comes.
He gets the snowball.
This is gonna be it. Xiao Wei, he actually only has Slave though, so Misery just backs himself up. There's no follow-up stun. And they do actually just activate the bounty rune on that Lina.
They're so underexperienced. If they just had level 2 on these 2 heroes, that would have been an easy kill.
It's not as bad though. Like if you look at the comparison between the supports, you got No-Tail who's just shy of level 2. It's the same thing for the Lina, and then the Tusker, yeah, he's pretty low as well. But the Lion's only just cracked level 2 and he's back at base, so he's not getting experience for a while now.
Yeah, that is true. So both teams suffering a lot on their safe lane right now, but you're gonna see Envy go aggressive again on Yao here, but a stun should just disjoint him here. I don't think he can keep chasing.
It didn't steal that much damage either, even with the 2 points up in Static Link.
Yeah.
What do you actually like about the build here for the Razor? Like, what's the best thing up against the lineup?
I think he will leave it at 2 points. I don't think he's going to max the Static Link. This is very common. You put 2 points into it. Now 2 more points in Plasma Field, so at level 5 you have 3 points into it. Or just 1 point into Unstable Current. But Plasma Field is super strong nuke. You can see how much damage it deals there.
Yeah. Easily forces Lina out, and what's Yao going to do against this?
Yeah,
like, sticks are the only really staying in this lane. Top lane, No-Tail committing the tombstone. They're on the run. The flame break, pushing Sylar back so far, but they just have no stuns available anymore. So Sylar TPs himself away to freedom.
That's still good harassment. They're pushing them off and now securing their safe lane a little bit. Mid lane aggression, Lion coming in, actually gonna bring down maybe here.
Well, that Sleight of Fist, the shield can't protect him, and the PMS wasn't triggering off enough. So, yeah, easy kill. I say easy kill.
Mystery has had some good rotations on him in this game. Like, first the first blood, and now also coming in and securing this kill on what up till now was a very even lane. Queen was winning slightly, but now more dominantly gonna be able to win this lane, I believe.
That is what you're looking for too, out of Cloud9, that ability to do the rotations. Xiao Wei's gonna be really careful how low he is.
Had that level 3 plasma field dealing tons of damage to him.
And there's no more mana on the Razor. He expanded his stick charger so he was able to do that plasma field. So because of this, SARS is going to give him one of his salve. Actually, it's only a Tango.
They haven't seen the gyro yet, but he's gonna show himself now. But they understand that there are lane switches in work, and Bone7 is very happy with that. He's just free farming top right now.
So they watch the wrong Misery. Yeah, I think he wants to snowball. He didn't pick up MMY. Actually, snowballing up and away from Misery. Lost the vision. The shards will still come down. MMY turned into a frog.
Just running.
But he's just, he's legging it.
How
and
is
with
he
Envy
alive?
coming in, he's fine.
Oh, that was...
So the snowball disjointed. He didn't bring the dazzle with him.
I cannot believe that he's actually alive right now. First, the snowball on the... I mean, that was unfortunate, snowballing the incorrect target, but the fact that the ice shards could not keep him in place, man, Misery is just getting away with everything this game.
Man, look at all the lanes as well. Like, you got Bone7 free farming a Batrider top lane. LGD have dragged everything off the top. They put him into the mid. It looks like Yao finally, like, he got distracted by trying to kill off the lion, which he didn't get, and now is moving up to the top lane. But the middle laner, it's being crushed by Fader. 19-11 up against a 15-5. Bottom lane, Envy is having a party on the bodies of the dead creeps. It is 29-8 for the Razor.
Yeah.
How is Gyro meant to keep up with this? He's 16-1 and he took most of that from the top lane.
And Gyro's not the best recovery hero either. He normally will sit at a pretty high CS in the early game because he has a strong laning presence and he will farm stacks very quickly. So Razor having this good of a start, Batrider as well, and Queen, this is boding very well for C9.
Yeah.
But as you said on mid lane, the fact that Fada is doing so well, he does have a little bit better of a hero in the one-on-one matchup, but he's also an amazing mid player. He plays really solid.
That he does.
Like, he doesn't lose mid very often at all.
No, we haven't even seen his rotation yet. Like, you're looking at Fader about to crack level 7, so we're going to have the 4 points up in Scream, as well as that Sonic Wave. So the burst damage you get out from Fada is just so big. If he gets himself a good rune, like, would you believe a haste rune, which is ever so conveniently waiting on bottom lane.
Good old S4 rune, just waiting there.
He's waiting for his bottle to arrive, though. It's coming out in the courier.
Yeah, just gotta stand around. Not much to do for him right now, just waiting for it. They have sent the Tuskar top now, and he's gonna try and get something out of this lane as well, realizing that he should be safe to farm there. But you always gotta be careful about Bone7, who did not skill Lasso until level 7, by the way. He just realized I can farm faster if I don't skill Lasso right now, and I'm not gonna gank anyway, so...
Is it really needed? I'm not gonna rotate until Blink Dagger, right?
That's a good decision. I mean, there was no point seeing it right then. Always gotta think about why you would do something in Dota.
And, okay, LGD. Do we say at this point they've lost all 3 lanes?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty solidly. I mean, now they do have the ulti on Ember though, and some other tools to start bringing this game back, and they are stacking the jungle a lot. Look at the big camp.
You're right, that's a lot of money.
So they have tons of money available. If they pick that up on the Ember and then fight with it,
a little bit too deep. Remember, he's still got the defensive spirits as well as MMY there.
Yeah.
So he'll use the Shallow Grave. I think he was waiting for Fader to throw out the Sonic Wave.
I actually think they should take this on Ember and fight. They could leave the big stack on Gyro. I was thinking about it, which is best, but I think someone has to be strong enough to put up a fight against C9 soon, because this is not going to be a laning stage for much longer. Soon, the movements will start. It's all about the Batrider and his timing, really, and he probably is going to go Travels first this game. He does love to do it instead of Blink.
What, go directly into BTs?
Yeah, that's his most standard build. Is Boots of Travels and then Mass Commanders and then Blink, or Boots of Travel, Blink.
But his first rotation is going to be scouted out. If you actually look at the warding from LGD, it's really smart. They're waiting for him to come. So these next set of wards they placed, you got one on the mid lane, just on the Radiant Cliff side. Now this will see all the way over towards the mid tier 1 tower, and then the one on the bottom lane is actually looking up to the tier 1 tower on the bot. So the second you bring support in, you'll know it. However, Sylar on the bottom, up against Eternal Envy, lets the call down go. There's more support, the Sonic Wave and the Scream gets the kill with the Searing Chains. They're still fighting underneath Tombstone. This is not the greatest position in the world. Yao, Mayan Snowball actually protects maybe, which he will do so, dragging him up to Eternal Envy. They still haven't finished the kill. 13 HP will survive while Fader picks up a double kill on the other side. He's actually on the other side of the trees. He'll live and get the kill on Tuskar. LGD just can't get a sausage.
Yeah, and that was 4 5v3 as well, so the 4 of them could not do it. They have to run away with their mid laner. Man, that was a really tough fight for LGD as well. That first fight had to go well. Now they're gonna be in a real tough struggle.
And with those rotations failing, the Batrider flash farming, if you even start to lose control of your jungle, there's no more of these stacks to be had.
No.
You may even lose them if you do see Bone7 start to rotate and he sees that.
Yeah.
And he might pick up BT to start with, and then 2-3 minutes later, he'll actually have the whole shebang with the Blink Dagger.
That's the power of the BTs as well. Like, first of all, of course, rotating over the map is much quicker when you have the travels. You get so fast. But also the fact that when you farm with Firefly in the jungle, if you have travels, you can farm 4 camps. That's pretty amazing. So you can definitely steal a lot from the enemy jungle.
Smoke movement from LGD. Looking for an opening on top lane. Misery is the most exposed one. So simple snowball in. He goes for the Earth Spike, trying to get the timing just as they came out of the snowball, but it was a fraction of a second early. So a simple pickoff. There was the Lina who got the last hit in there, so Xiao 8 doing it with the Slave.
Yeah, that was a pickoff that they needed. They need to keep finding these kills. That was 3 heroes committed though, and they only got a support, so it's a good break, but they can't really lane bottom lane at all. And mid lane is also dangerous, so they have to start taking their jungle before Batrider comes in there. That's a very important point. Oh, he went for the Blink Dagger, actually. So, Bone7 going for the more secure gank of a Blink Dagger and Smoke.
Well, you might just feel confident enough that you've got the aggression factor up. It looks like Silas can be demanding that big stack. Both Call Down, Rocket Barrage, and Flat Cannon. They'll mop through it. MMY is going to soak up the experience, and so is Yao.
He also took one Satire last hit there, the dirt little support. I got eyes on you, MMY.
Well, they got level 6 on Tusker, so now we've got ourselves an ability to punch over on LGD. Not to mention MMY up to level 5, so 3 points up into the heal. And the Gyrocopter cracked level 7 after this too, and got pretty close to finishing his Bracer.
The tough part...
I mean his drums.
Yeah, the tough part in this game is that Lina is only level 5, and their Tusker now, of course, has level 6, but these 2 heroes really desperately needs their ultis. So when Lina has hers, I believe they can make some nice ganks. Now they're gonna try to kill Misery top again.
Well, here in that lasso, they're dragging back maybe. He needs a little bit more life, and he's got it! Had one charges up his sleeve. MMY couldn't get in range for the shallow grave. At the same time, they do find that kill over on the Lion. So the smoke gank is successful.
Yeah,
while C9 not so, and that's the first reveal of the Blink.
Yeah, and that was the first reveal of the Blink and the smoke committed from the Batrider. That gank is super important that it works, and it was very close that they killed Ember, so great there for maybe they actually lived this time, and that's not gonna set back his next item.
Man, LGD is gonna be so happy with this. Even though you're so far behind, you've got your level 6s you were talking about. You needed that over on the Lina. You've got this. So the gank combo of Xiao and Yao, these guys just move around, never give the space. Misery is just gonna crack his own level 6.
Oh, they're the tag team, the two of them. Like they can make a lot happen. So right now, just gonna see Bone7 farm up the jungle more. Look at the Radiant jungle and how invaded it is. It looks invested right now.
Envy? Okay, yeah, he was already having the link over on Maybe, so maybe he wasn't gonna commit anymore. But Envy's getting very aggressive into the tier 2 tower.
Yeah. Notice also Envy's build. This is a pretty standard build. You could put 1 point into Eye of the Storm as well, and he might actually do so next. But putting several points into Unstable Current, being faster and more able to run down the enemy, this is a very strong Razor build.
I think Notel is also pinging out to Envy. It's like, can you please come up here and farm this stack? He's actually stacking the Radiant jungle, which is a little dangerous if it gets called out, especially when you get heroes like Jara, even Lina. Lina with like a 3-1, it's not the easiest way to mop up a camp, but it'll be successful.
I'm a little bit worried for the wards that LGD just dropped in the enemy jungle, because it's nice to have deep wards and deep vision, but yeah, I want to have the wards where the fight is going to be taking place. And right now, C9 are just living in LGD's jungle, so these wards might just see that, hey, we're not there. And while that's information, that's not the best information.
And Envy doing multi-camp farming, while the rest of his team pushing the tier 1 tower. Bone7 again, just hovering back. They drop the Tombstone Notel, expecting some level of defense, but LGD, they're actually on the bottom lane, and it looks like they're grouping up for a big 5-man smoke, and they are going to do so. But is this to contest the mid tower? You got no fortification.
I think they might be going for Envy.
Well, actually, the Tombstone's only got 6 more seconds left on it.
Yeah.
When they arrive, this Tombstone's going to disappear. So they snowball in, they go after Fader. He can't get the blink off in time, and Fader, they get the kill. The Thorn couldn't give not the lasso, straighten Yao back. Shallow break very early on, but they get the perfect shards off. And Misery, Envy, and Notal, there's one small path to freedom around the corner, but Ember Spirit jumping down, killing Envy on the way through. It's a double kill for Zhao Wei, while Dazzle comes in for the heal bomb on Notal. The rest of Cloud9 are bailing out of here. Things going wrong.
Wow, really good fight for LGD there, and there was just chaos in C9. I think they were just panicking over the, oh, Tombstone is dying, we have to run. But then they jump in and grab, but they grabbed a guy who used everything already. The Tusk had cooldown on every single spell at the point that the Batrider grabbed him. And there was no way they're gonna win that fight if they stayed, so they lose their Queen, they lose their Razor, and the Undying. Those are 3 really good kills for LGD.
And with this, the net worth's going to start to balance out a little bit more. It's a good swing, but you had yourself almost a 6,000 net worth advantage going the way of Cloud9.
Oh, C9
just over 10 minutes in, and now it's back to 3,000, and it's still going to tip before C9 can get themselves back into the lanes. The experience was roughly the same as well.
Yeah, C9 were doing amazing at that point, so now, of course, with those kills going the way of LGD, it's a little bit more even, but still C9's control for sure.
I don't know how they're meant to push, however. Like, this is probably another one of these things to bring up. The fact that Zhao Wei just left the lower levels up in Light Strike Array, but with the 4 points up in Slave, his range damage he did to the top wave as Envy was pushing in, it took out maybe 80% of the life of the creep wave. So you throw both Shards and Slave, and there's no creep waves left. You have to commit this. Like, it's the same situation as middle lane. You commit the Tombstone so early before the fight even begins.
He wants to get a grab. He's there looking for it, but he's going to back off. And yeah, as you said, they have to drop a preemptive Tombstone if they even want to stand and hit the tower at all, because the creeps get pulled back.
But is this the way to do it? Because you're losing Tombstone after Tombstone.
Yeah, this one actually gonna get farmed up as well. So 150 gold over Selena. She's very happy with that.
She's almost finished a full Yule Scepter. Like, I think it was the Void Stone, which is already on that courier for Zhao Wei.
But as you say, like, how else are C9 gonna push until they have Aghanims on Razor? The only good part about pushing that they have is Batrider being able to start the initiation, but if it's just about killing the tower, there's no helping that. So LGD is much more rounded in their draft here. Of course, having a heal like Dazzle and his Shadow Wave, that is amazing for pushing. So no sustainability on C9.
Oh, now these wards which LGD planted almost 3-4 minutes ago are going to come to fruition.
Oh yes.
Because you can see everything inside the dire jungle. You group up as 5 and you take tier 1, tier 2.
Yeah, they also got a D ward on the C9 ward that was on the lane up here. So the lane ward is removed, and they have their 2 wards in the jungle that can now be much more relevant after they won the mid fight.
Looks like they're not going to force the top lane too much. Ember Spirit still needs to find a lot more farm. And maybe that's something else we should be looking at. When does Ember Spirit hit his timing based on the start he's had?
Yeah, tough to say. It depends what he wants to transition into from here. He has the bracer and he has the face boots, but I think he's just gonna go straight for the drums or Battle Fury. I think Battle Fury actually. We'll see if he decides to pick up drums.
I think Faye's gonna get very, very frustrated soon.
Yeah,
because the Radiant Creep Wave actually gave vision up.
Another thing to note is that the Undying zombies, they don't die to cleave, but you have to hit them. So if you have Battle Fury on Ember and you jump to all of them, you're actually gonna get to hit on all of them and cleave from them. So that's why Ember can work really well against Undying.
So, you get more jump, you deal more damage, and if any of the enemy heroes are in the range, then you actually inflict more damage.
Exactly, because the old Tombstone, you would just kill all the zombies with one Battle Fury attack, but that's not the case anymore. So that might be a reason why we see more Ember now. He's just very nice against Undying in this sense. That's just a gimmicky interaction though, or something you should know.
LGD are baiting.
Drums was the choice. Yeah, they are.
This is a really, really big bait. But it's so obvious. Well, they know that they're not being watched because of their observer wards and sentry wards that have already been placed. So they know they got command of their own jungle.
They do. That's a very nice sentry. I'm just looking at Zhao Wei as he's running around and just, you know, securing his own jungle again. Trying to put down some good vision for his team.
Meanwhile, Silas got a nice creep wave on top coming, so good farm for him. So you got the 2 cores farming and the other 3 of LGD sitting and waiting. But C9, like, I think they're getting sick of this. They smoke underneath their own tier 2 tower at the exact same time as like cooldown was used on the top. You're not going to be able to TP down to the bottom lane and give that to support when this fight comes. But
now the wards are paying off for LGD. Look at this. They can back off. They saw that no one is farming the enemy jungle anymore. Oh, they're going to see each other as they run in. They have been spotted.
They're trying to break the smoke. This is the best area of vision where they can break the smoke of Cloud9 and still get away to safety.
Looking for the initiation. He sees them.
Oh, they found Yao, dragging it back. Tombstone instantly down. Yao, he can't snowball in time. They just have to let him go. MMY was coming in for the shallow grave, but he just couldn't reach him.
That was a lot of skills committed for our Tuskar though, so now they know that in 20 seconds they're really strong to fight. They could just wait for a Tusk respawn and start going then. They could maybe even have gone in and punished, but the Tombstone is so risky to dive into.
They're trying to loop around the Tombstone. But the Dire Observer, this ward is so nicely placed down the tree line.
Oh, as you say that, Mama, yeah, he's on the case.
Oh, I guess they just can't have nice things.
Yeah, really good D-warding by LGD. I'm so impressed. That's the 3rd really nice D-ward in a row in the last 6 minutes or so. So, very good play. They have been reading C9 like a book here. Not a single Dire ward on the map right now. That is very frustrating when you play and you have this happening, because they don't even have a ward on the courier. Do they even have wards available? They have 1 ward available to purchase, and they have no wards on the map. That's a terrible spot to be in. You always want to have some vision.
If you keep planning it down, like, you're probably going to be mentally like, I got to keep trying these different unique spots, and then you still get de-warded out. Yeah. Mentally, where do you go from there? And also knowing that LGD have the vision superiority, they're grouping up as 4, they're smoking up, and they're going north.
It's easier to make decisions when you have so much vision. So yeah, they're just going into enemy jungle. They see that they're not in our jungle, so let's go and put some wards up here again and get some info. They also show themselves, and there is a smoke from C9 now. As the Gyro revealed himself, they instantly tried to wrap around this.
Yeah, No-Tail TP'd out. He actually TP'd to the tier 2 tower to join that smoke tank. And this observer ward which LGD placed, maybe it's going to give them the false sense of security.
Yes, it could actually. Sometimes your vision works against you.
But at the same time, look at the vision of the Dire side. They only see Sylar here on the top lane. They don't understand the trap. Envy comes in from behind, however. Yao goes for the shots. Bone 7, a big blink in. He goes for Xiao Wei, dragging him back. So no Laguna Blade, but then set up in towards the air. The Yulson protecting him while the cooldown. Perfect position with the flag cannon. Envy still alive with the storm going, but maybe he's your big man. Spirit jumping away. He needs to escape the rest of Cloud9 because he's destroyed the rest of his team. Cloud9 take almost everything in the stun on maybe. He's still got the Spirit down the flame break, the extra stun, try to drain out the mana, a quick sleight of fist into the spirit bump.
Maybe is gonna live and get away from this, but he's the only one. His entire team is dead. Only Queen of Pain was killed, and she still has 2.9k gold and her ultimate orb, so she's looking very farmed. Could soon have her Hex against the Ember Spirit, which is terrifying for him. So beautiful wraparound there by C9, and as you said, the false sense of security from the ward. They didn't think that they were gonna get initiated on from behind.
Yeah, and they were so clustered for it too. Like if you looked at that top lane for the box, it was basically 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the bait on the front lines. Like this right here is what we call box of death.
Yeah, definitely. They got completely shut in there, and that's also the beauty of having, you know, Batrider and Undying. You throw down the Tombstone immediately, and you grab one guy with the Batrider. It makes it so hard to run away and get out. So you have to kind of help your guy who's being pulled away, but at the same time, if no one kills the Tombstone, you're just stuck in, as you called it, box of death.
And who was meant to kill the Tombstone? Even your disables, like Lina was the one I thought was going to be the biggest factor. That's why I was focusing on her at the start of the fight. And then she had to defensively Yule Scepter. So you can't even stop the Batrider from getting that lasso back, because she could have just Yuled him up and then just thrown down the Lion Strike Array, the Slave, tried the Laguna Blade down the Razor of all people, who's walking around with both Ogre Club as well as Mech and High 1 charges. You're not going to find that kill.
And 4 points into Unstable Current, which hurts you a lot when you're gonna nuke him with a single target. You get slowed for 2 seconds, you take some damage. It's not what you want at all. And next fight is only going to be harder when he has his full BKB on. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Here they come. Xiao Wei, Tombstone's going to drop. But Bone7's not in position for the blink. However, Misery will onto Xiao Wei.
But not enough to follow up there. He did have the ulti available on Lion as well to target down Lina, but he didn't have more follow-up, so decided to save it.
23-minute scythe that you're talking about.
Yep.
It's now arrived fully.
Interesting. I think this is the first time here at TI that I see the straight-up Hex rush, whereas many people have been going for the Ags and Yule Scepter or Yules into Ags. That kind of build, but Hex is superior against Ember. It is so good to lock him down.
Yeah. It's a different mindset too. Like Cloud9 are looking at this going, okay, team fights and then pushing is probably where we're going to find victory here. If you're going for the Aghanim Scepter build, you got more confidence in your own, like, we just push as 5, or it's always like reset team fight, next 30 seconds, then we go again.
I wouldn't hate to see the Necrobook build this game as well. They don't have any pushing at all, and they're going up against the, you know, maybe Ember and the Gyrocopter on this side, and Dazzle. Late game is going to be dangerous. I'm not saying that they're straight up weaker, but it's still not going to be easy to execute if you can't finish this game when you have a big advantage.
Would you then look for the more classic Razor build with the Aghanim Scepter? I'm not going to say Aghanim's Refresher, but like, would you go down that line?
Envy loves Shiva on his Razor as well, so could definitely see a Shivas, but Aghanim's Refresher is very, very strong for pushing, so they could go into that, downside being that you don't get too much HP from it.
This mech is so delayed by Lina, because she's going for it. Like, they actually made Lina our mech builder. Needs another 600 gold to complete it, and it's after Yule Scepter and Arcane Boots.
Look at her max HP. Like, she has so much gold on her, but it's not turning into that much yet. Not in her HP pool, at least.
Not survivability. Oh, there's some dewarding going on with that gem over on Bone 7.
Amazing to have a gem on Batrider. One of the best gem carriers for sure, along with like Coddle and Night Stalker, Slark, heroes like this. Because he can always have the flying, just get up there and find these wards. So we're gonna see if C9 can set up for Roshan here, as LGD are definitely on the back foot. They don't have much going for him. Do they have a smoke available right now? Or
does C9 still have enough damage for Roshan?
They do not have one on them, and their shop is actually out of smokes, so yeah, they don't have a smoke to use.
I'm not seeing a medallion over on Cloud9, so like going in for Roshan could be pretty difficult for them.
Yeah, it is a little bit hard. They don't have, again, the best heroes to bring down Roshan. Don't have good Rosh, don't have good pushing. They have very good fighting heroes. That's what they have.
Yeah, they could bait the fact they're going for Roshan, and maybe this is why the Sigil is now making its long trek across the Radiant jungle over towards the pit. Just think, you know, hey, maybe they're looking at this.
Yeah, definitely. It's going there to scout. But
interception.
I mean, they're just fine farming up the enemy jungle right now, but maybe realizes this as well, so he's just pushing top. He's like, I don't know what's going on, but I want to be farming. I want to be doing something. I'm gonna take this tier 1 tower, and he's completely safe in doing so.
Surprisingly, Cloud9 didn't fortify that. They had fortification up.
Yeah, you should always do it. If you remember it, you should always do it for a tier 1 tower first.
Just delay a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But it's going to be trade-off anyway. Cloud9, they've got 3 guys forcing in the tier 2 tower. There's your fortification from LGD. Now that one won't regenerate after this tower goes down because there's no tier 1 towers left for LGD. But because of, like, you're going to put yourself 4 more seconds, this tower is now taking a fair amount of damage for it.
Yeah, and they push bottom now as well. They're getting into the base here. See if Batrider can sneak around and get the vision here.
Maybe he can finish this tower by himself. He's got the double damage rune, so he can also TP back into the fight with the high damage. And Envy, well, there's your Blink Dagger rune, forced out the way. Couldn't actually get the lasso on, which means the Tombstone is a little bit too deep here. They couldn't drag the lineup back, so the Tombstone will drop. The tier 2 tower was lost on top lane.
Yeah, they got the tower there, and they also hold very nicely that they saw the Batrider early as he was trying to sneak in. He was in vision when he tried to go down there. Let's see what C9 do now. Just reset into the enemy jungle once more.
Well, they had to. Like, when that weave, like, MM actually got a 5-man weave at the start of that. C9 was so clustered together, you got a 5-man weave, and C9 was like, you know what, we're losing all our armor. That's a double damage rune, Ember Spirit. We do not want to be here. And Ember does have the Battle Fury now.
You know, I'm going to believe that that is one of the bigger parts that separates casual players and players who are very experienced is things like that, small things. People won't notice the dazzle and how much it does until you actually have played quite a bit and realize it's a very dangerous spell. If you get Gyrocopter's flat cannon on you when you have minus armor, your entire team might be gone immediately. And I'm just looking at Envy right now. I'm trying to wait and see what he's going to pick up for next item, because I would love to see the Shivas in this game. More armor on him would definitely be nice.
He might need it just to up against the Dazzle.
Yeah.
More than anything else. But he then might also think, well, should I build an Assault Cuirass for my team? Like, I know you like the Shivas on him, but like, who else would be building such an item for Cloud9? Unless Bone 7 starts getting crap tons of money.
Yeah, like Assault Cuirass is okay as well, but it's just that the Shivas synergizes really nicely with your Plasma Field as well. You send out the Shivas and Plasma Field, you slow them down, you deal tons of damage in AoE, and you just run in and be a boss, you know?
The Sigil Scout's doing its work.
Yeah.
They're really keeping very, very close eyes over on Roshan. Same time, the Sigil's going to scout the Courier moving down, so it's going to flag the fact, yeah, in fact, there is the instant ping. It's like, okay, we see the Sigil, and the Sigil sees us.
Yeah, little faceless Rex coming down there. He's gonna be safe. No couriers have died in this game so far.
It wasn't like the roasted chicken house that was opened up yesterday.
Oh yeah, in the wildcards we had some game with like 5 or 6 couriers dying.
It was cluckles every time. Like CDEC lost their courier, I think 8 times yesterday.
Wow, throughout their games? That is insane.
It was high. It was very, very high throughout their games.
Well, that's what you get when you send it into the enemy base when you don't have any heroes in the enemy base. You know, like sometimes the poor courier, he didn't want to go there, dude.
We use it as a ward to watch Roshan.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it can be tactical, but they're gonna try and kill Roshan now. They don't have Medallion, as you pointed out, so very slow Rosh. They also don't have heals.
The ping's coming up.
Where is LGD?
Ember just pinged it out and said, you know what, like this is going on right now.
They're very, very far away though. Roshan already down to 60%.
Okay, Notal throws this tombstone down so early.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with that because the enemy, we know that the enemy is super far away, but we have the bird's eye. If you're C9 in this case and you know that the enemy is still not here, this tombstone was up in good timing. It's not gonna drop until after they killed Roshan anyway. So I believe this was a very nice sneak by C9. And maybe LGD just misinterpreted it as a smoke gang from C9 because they didn't really see what they were doing.
True.
After a Sigil Scout though, I kind of thought they would go there and contest.
They might have thought they would have had the vision for it to see him move, but because of that gem over on Bone 7, if you actually look at the Radiant Ward, which is just hovering just a little bit lower than the Tier 1 tower, they had to put it on the cliff side. So the vision they get doesn't see far enough onto the dire side of the river. So Queen of Pain was the only one that walked down to Roshan out of the cover of smoke.
Same on Same on the top rune, if you look at that, the Radiant Ward there. They really got creative in their warding, and this is some anti-gem wards that you will throw down. They're just harder to see, less chance that you're gonna run by and be like, oh, hey, easy ward. So LGD definitely experienced in how to play against this, and now they will have a gem of their own, which can be very, very nice to have. When you're feeling shut into your base, at least you can run out with the ward and know whether or not you're
hilarious thing is, so there's only one dire ward on the... so I take it back, there's 2. One observer on the bottom river and 1 sentry on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
This is the only 2 wards for dire side, unless I've missed something somewhere, but it doesn't look like it.
They have 1 on dying as well, and they have 1 more in stock, so now they could try and force out some more wards, but that's it's still fine. They had the ward for the Roshan. It's gonna get dewarded now, but it served its purpose, I think, as they were very safe in the Roshan attempt there. And Aghanim's gonna be the build, adding some push to this lineup that desperately needs it. He's close to level 16 as well, which is a big upgrade. So if you can just get that before the next fight, that would be amazing.
Well, they have the Aghanim, the Aegis Immortal plus the Aghanims. Is this almost the time you say, like, Cloud9, do you believe you have this in the late game? Or do you feel like you have to force the high ground now?
I don't know if you need to force the high ground now, but you definitely don't feel confident for an ultra late game scenario, like going into a 2-hour game or 90-minute game against LGD. Definitely not. However, they might have a power peak roughly at 45-50 minutes where they could have enough items on Razor to force the high ground.
They could. Can you? Shards, call down, Slide of Fist, Slave.
That's why I'm saying that you can't do it right now. He's gonna need to
force the high ground means you're actually going in without a creep wave.
Yeah, you will need to walk up with the Razor with ulti on and realize the fact that he's probably gonna get brought down. So maybe Aegis and 1 more item as he's able to pick up. He can also get a lot stronger. You can sell the mech later on. You can have Heart, Scotty, whatever.
Yep.
So
just turn him into a big tank.
Yeah, but the danger is still there. The danger of the Ember Spirit getting super strong, and of course Gyrocopter is farming up steadily. Not as
Ember's
fast,
already
though.
doing about 450 crits.
Yeah.
With just a normal attack.
Yeah, he's hitting very, very strong. But Queen is the top farmer in this game as well. So she's there with a Hex and Meek Beam.
And B turns on the ulti, instantly gets Light Strike, as well as the Shards keeping the rest of his teammates out. They rock it, they start to control. The ulti's doing its work, and it's good lasso, but the Yule Scepter up in time, and Xiaowei bursted down by Faye. The BKB protected for a while, and LGD getting destroyed into their own tier 4 towers. They soul rip up as much as they can for Envy to keep them alive on the front lines. They never even burned the Aegis Immortal. The buyback will be there from Jaro. They have to keep this bottom ranks alive. They can't allow C9 to do it. Side of Fifth Syrian Chain, that's one way. There's not, actually, they have cooldown still up. They're still available for them at the moment.
Yeah, they do have cooldown, but they're also outnumbered so hard. And C9 realizing, hey, that was a good fight. We're losing our tombstone. It's going down. Let's back out, reset, and enjoy what we did. Pat on the back, and we'll come back tomorrow, you know?
Yep.
So they still have plenty of time on their Aegis as well. If they back up and heal straight away, they could come back with the Aegis and use it again.
I'm still thinking of all the scenarios that could have happened for LGD. That's still okay for them. Like, the Ember Spirit didn't die, didn't have to buy back, so he's holding on to his money for now. Yes, the Gyro had to sacrifice himself, but it's BKB, Helm, the Dominator. Yes, he wants to have a Demon Edge eventually into a Monkey King bar, but for now, he can flash farm that up later. LGD, it hurts them, but it doesn't cripple them.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the most painful things, though, is if the Gyrocopter gets grabbed
Envy,
like that.
Envy, he is now battling up against
Yes,
maybe
Aegis.
one-on-one. Just wants it to pop. Okay, that's it.
That's perfectly
How long does
fine.
it have left on it? Okay, the Aegis only had another 30 seconds, 10, maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah. So that's still that still doesn't matter at all. Of course, it's nice to try, but
It kind of looked like something weird at the start.
yeah, it was kind of a strange fight. You will see it sometimes when someone fights with the Aegis. Anyway,
It doesn't make, like, if it was the old Aegis, it would make more sense. But now,
Yeah.
now the Aegis has regeneration properties anyway.
yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter at all, as you would still get your full HP,
Yeah.
no matter if you fight or not. Queen is up to 4.5k gold right now. Holy bananas. He's gonna add out some strong item next.
What do you go for? Is this just the Aghanim, so you go back
You
into
need
the older
armor.
build?
You need armor. I think you
Maybe
should...
go the Shivas on him.
Yeah, you could definitely go Shivas on Queen as well in this game. So I believe either Shivas or Skadi on her. You need something that's gonna bring some survivability. Skadi gives some armor and gives plenty of HP and good stats overall. And also having that slow available to attack the Gyro with is super good. But she actually did purchase... Oh, she's going for the Aghanims now, or no? Yeah, she is. So Queen Aghanims is the next item. That was not an item that I would have predicted, actually. Because they don't fight every 40 seconds. They fight roughly once every 3 minutes, 4 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
the cooldown on the ulti doesn't seem to hurt her.
I agree. But maybe it's this... Well, no, yeah.
They're just predicting that they will turn up the heat and fight more frequently now. And having
Maybe.
the AoE damage against...
Here they come. Snowball in onto Eternal Envy. It was a very short range one. Punching him up in towards the air. The tombstone still drops from Notel. And they lasso back Xiao Wei. He is so far away. They can potentially Yule Scepter just to buy some time. But time is all they're going to get from this. Xiao Wei will still end up dying. And this will mean the tier 2 tower will go down. But the tombstone has been expended for this and the lasso. And in fact, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chain, Fader trapped underneath the tower into your Walrus Punch and Call Down. They actually don't even take the tower.
Yeah, they forced him off the tower. They only lost Alina, so this is very good. And the tombstone was committed. So once again, C9 have to kind of back off. They don't have the Razor ulti anymore as well, so just waiting for their next push.
They do at least find the Radiant Observer one finally.
It lived for a long time.
In the last 1 minute of his life.
It had a long, good life. It was a happy word.
Alright, so if you're Ember now, okay, don't worry. I'm already answering my own question by checking out the fact he's got the Daedalus recipe on the courier.
Yes.
So the full Daedalus is going to be purchased from Maybe. There's no saving for buyback for him.
Yeah, almost all the Embers that we have seen, when it comes to the choice of buyback or first Daedalus, they always pick up the Daedalus. Because it's such a big change in next team fight. You're going to be so much more dangerous having the full Daedalus.
Should actually flag too, the fact that Xiao Wei died means that the gem of LGD was passed over to Cloud9.
Oh, they actually stole that gem. Yeah.
Yep. So they've got two gems. One's over on the
Yep.
Batrider, and the other one's over on the Lion. So this Observer Ward, which is also placed on the first hard camp of the Radiant side, is just sitting there right next to the other Radiant Observer Ward. The vision is coated everywhere across Radiant jungle.
That's one of the closest camps as well, like one of the few that you can farm when you're feeling on your back foot, when you are pushed back into your base. So having that blocked really hurts you. You need to get that removed.
Well, Wes may be meant to find his farm. Like, he moves over and he's realized, wait, our camp didn't spawn. Why is my camp not here? I can't farm up.
They did stack the Ancients though, so they're trying to prepare farm for themselves, but it's only a double stack right now. Need to wait until it's a little bit more to really go there and get some value.
So you gotta find money for both Sylar as like... So the Dallas is on Ember. Do you prioritize Sylar getting into a Monkey King bar now? Because again, we're looking at this bait train.
I think you have to have some damage on Sylar soon. Yeah, you need to get the MKB, definitely. You could even go Divine, like honestly. Just need damage in the next fight. But I think you're still not as desperate that you have to go Divine straight up. Go for the MKB is probably fine.
Cloud9 scouted out the LGD stack, killed off the one range creep, which was the trader of the Dire side that was stacking for the Radiant, and then leave a ward behind. So they're not actually taking the stack, they're waiting until LGD tries to do it, and then we'll probably come and counter-initiate. But they're looking for Roshan now.
For range creep, dude. He got a bribe. It was so good. An offer he can't resist. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, LGD this time around are in a lot better position to go in for Roshan, but Cloud9 have their same Dire ward up, their same Roshan ward, so the Satyr has to be set instead. Now, this belongs to the Gyrocopter, so he's moving in and realizing, okay,
just checking.
Roshan's got basically no life taken from him, but definitely there.
Yeah, they are gonna move up a little bit here. They find the ward.
Yep.
But running up there and actually killing it, a little bit scary against Batrider.
But when you put a Spirit in also inside the pit, there's no way that Cloud9 are going to feel comfortable to go for Roshan.
They put the ward, but they're never going to check that because they know the enemy are close. They don't want to walk up there. So even though the Observer ward is in range, they're just too scared to walk close to the river.
Actually, sentry warding everywhere, but they're not... For all the ward places they're doing, because they pinged out the fact the camp was blocked. But they didn't sentry ward that. They sentry ward on the river edge and not deeper in.
Yeah.
So either LGD know about the ward and don't care, or they just forgot.
They definitely know about the ward. I believe they may have forgotten because, you know, focus on so many other things, Roshan coming up, but that's still a big deal. They need to get rid of that ward. It gives very good vision as well as blocking one of their most important resources.
The Spirit just timed out for Ember Spirit, and Cloud9, they went into it. You've now got a full Skadi over on Eternal Envy, so he's become almost 3k worth of life tanky.
Yeah, he's super, super strong. He's a very dangerous threat right now, and no matter what item he adds up next, I think he's reaching that terminal status where he can actually just go. Oh, the poor range creeps, dude. Come on, Envy. Oh, he got away. Okay.
Say no mercy for the trader.
Damn.
And now they get rid of that Dire Observer ward. Finally. And Cloud9, well, they're going to smoke. So either it's a jump into the pit, which would be useless because the Spirit's there.
They want to fight. They want to fight straight up.
But LGD don't. But LGD is still grouped up as 5, and they're on the other side.
Oh, this could be terrible. They're going to show themselves on this creep wave. Actually, no time for that. They got to go.
Fader actually blinked forward, so the smoke now breaks, but LGD, there's just jumping. Yao punching him up, Bone 7. He gets a drive back over on Xiaowei, and Fader explodes the Dazzle. They move quickly over towards Sylar. Xiaowei, the Shadow Grave's keeping him alive, but where's your extra health? The Ember Spirit's not doing enough at worth. Maybe he's just running away. Once again, the sole survivor of LGD, and Bone 7's trying something. They found him. They get the Hex. It's going to be a team wipe in favor of Cloud9. LGD, they'll probably lose Rax at this point.
Every single hero brought on. Oh boy, this is complete disaster. They only have buyback on a Tusk. Like this is definitely Rax. There is tier 2 towers defending on the other sides though, so they cannot double Rax it. But this is just terrible. They might even keep pushing. 50 seconds on Ember and 45 on Jaro. At least they're gonna take the Rax back off and kill Roshan in the time of this death.
Yep.
I think that's what they're gonna go for as well. Envy was thinking about going mid there. He was like, can we get 2 racks out of this? I don't think they're gonna do the safe play.
There's too much of a creep wave in mid. It'll take you too long to mop it up. But you can take the tier 2 tower at least after this and then go for Roshan. So we have Tuskar as well as Lena back up again. Bone 7's just searching around, and it is just gonna be the back out. No reason to overstay your welcome. And now, unless you can find yourself a pick off, there's your Sonic Wave going again. The Shallow Grove protecting Xiao Wei, but the double stun in from Misery. They found Yao. He's down for the count. Xiao Wei, is there enough life? The Yule Scepter just trying to buy time for something, but there's nothing that can save him. The buyback came back in, but he's snowballing into the middle of all of Cloud9. Toss around. This could be a quick GG. The cooldown's in a nice position. Misery dropping quickly, but Eternal Envy, he's leeching out. Well, nothing. He hasn't taken any damage. The Ember Spirit is back into the fight, chasing him down. Bone 7 successful TP away, and Envy just trying to man mode the rest of LGD. Side fisting and spiriting back and forward. Maybe we'll finally get the kill. A triple kill for Sylar.
Look at Sylar's gold.
1300 just for it.
Just press enter and look at the gold that Sylar got from that team fight.
He took 3,033 gold from that fight. And Dazzle was second place with 2,310.
Yeah, that was so much money, and they also just used the buyback on Tusk, but that doesn't matter. Like, who cares?
He lost
about
1,300. Like,
who cares about Tusk's gold? Like, he's not relevant in this game because he's not strong enough already. He's not gonna get an item that makes him relevant. So C9, they killed a lot, but they definitely overstayed their welcome, and they paid for it. They paid a lot.
Yeah, because now you look and see what effect it's gonna have. You can't just jump yourself in and take Roshan. You actually don't even take the tier 2 tower in the middle lane.
Yeah, as you say, Roche is not a safe option anymore for C9, as it was before. They could have taken lane and Roche guaranteed, but instead they pursued to kill these poor supports that were alive without their cores.
Supports now which are able to afford up things like cloaks, looking towards Glimmer Staff later, Glimmer Cape, and the 4 staff he's actually bought.
Indeed, they are getting more and more resources now on the side of LGD, but as we say that, there's also Yule Scepter, Blink, and Force Devil in his Lion. Misery is having a really nice game and has played really well throughout the entire duo.
Yeah, the double stun looked really, really good. And then you realize, wait, you're right in front of the fountain of the Radiant side.
That's the downside, dude. Fighting right by the fountain when 2 cores, the Ember and Gyro, are about to respawn in like 10 seconds. It's a little bit too much.
LGD, they're smoking up, they're moving in close. Now they'll see Eternal Envy. They spirit into the pit, expecting that Cloud9 was in there, maybe actually missing. He went for the Searing Chain before using Sleight of Fist. And we get Refresher Orb. It's Refresher, Aghanims, and Refresher Double Hex as well.
This is an amazing build. This is an amazing build. The Refresher on Queen is so strong. Just look at the damage she's going to deal with the Sonic Wave in next team fight. And then you add the fact that she has 2 BKBs, 2 Hexes. Yep. It's just great for Queen.
You're actually going to have 13 seconds worth of immunity time for her next charge as a BKBs.
Yep, 7 and 6 second BKB. It's pretty good. So we'll see what's gonna go on in the next team fight. It's gonna be very difficult for LGD though. If they take the fight here out in the open, they won the fight in their own base, but can they do it here?
Envy. The Spirit, he's doing it right underneath the Ember Spirit, and he's going to keep jumping in one more Spirit. That's all maybe he has to do. Throw in a Spirit, watch what's happening, doesn't put himself at risk to do this.
No, he's like, hey, how are you doing?
Like, the only thing which could go wrong is Batrider Fireflying in on him, and the Radiant have an Observer Ward down for that. Actually, their ward positioning's really good unless you get the Tombstone on this hill, the northern hill of the Roche Pit. If it's on the southern hill,
that's the most, that's the most common spot, is to put it up there.
Yep.
And that's very hard to fight. If you cannot kill these Tombstones, you normally just lose the fight.
Especially when, like, as Ember Spirit, you could probably bring it down. And in fact, look, they put the Tombstone right in front of the Radiant Observer
As we said, though, I mean, Ember can benefit from the zombies stacking up. He can definitely deal more damage.
Roshan so low. That Spirit, he's not going to jump in. Eternal Envy finishes the job. And they just back up. Yeah. They didn't find an opening.
Very safe Roshan there, steady and easy from the side of C9. They have the entire solo crest as well on Big Daddy No-Tail. And that is really good in this fight, in this game. There is of course MKB on Gyro, but against Ember, it is amazing.
So does LGD now defend their tier 2s? Do they feel confident enough they should smoke up and come and defend the tier 2s, or do they just let it go?
I don't think there's any way you will take the tier 2 fight after giving up a Roshan.
But if you're going to do this, then maybe you should be on that bottom lane.
Yeah,
like,
but they're
pushing.
They're not feeling 100% that they're not going to be bottom already. Like, they think that they were going to go top. Now, of course, it's obvious, but they didn't feel 100% safe.
Right, so maybe inside the mop up the bottom lane, try and relieve some of the pressure. The middle lane was pushed up nicely. I'm kind of actually liking the Blink Dagger over on the Ember, considering how quickly he's going to move from position to position.
It's okay. I mean, it could be money spent towards second Daedalus, though. I'm not sure if I like it or not.
There's the Tombstone committal. Bone 7 He's only halfway through that Firefly, still looking for a target. Sylar's the best one here. That BKB M mask matters. She also flagged the fact he picked up an Alpha Warp, so there's bonus damage. Here comes Fader, in for that ultimate, the snowball dodge from Yao. They might look for the secondary one. There it flies out. MMY is dropping low, but Fader not finding any kills with it just yet. Yao will be one of the first ones to drop down. Is Zhao wait, but Sylar sends his cross, he's losing so much damage. 198 taken, 224 was the end number.
Yeah, everything being stolen by Envy there as Fada dove in and kind of kept the enemy team off, but two of them died and Razor is very low
careful,
here.
Envy. Be really, really careful. He's got Aegis the Immortal, so he can come back alive. He's still going to pop it for the range rags, and Sylar, well, he's standing his ground here. The creep wave is going to remain, and they're looking for the extra stuns, and Pwn 7 actually being searing chained up, and they're going to find the kill. The Ember Spirit, the man to do it. Can they get the collateral? Yep, you just chase it up into a searing chain. Eternal Envy can go for the Plasma Field and Static Link, but he's still down for the count. A double kill for the Ember Spirit.
Every single kill gives so much gold as well. Look at that. Ember Spirit, 644 gold from Batrider, 694 from the Razor. They're getting plenty of money back their way.
It was almost elite number. It was 1338.
It's a big swing of gold. However, they were very far behind in a bit before this fight. So
yes,
they still need to work hard to recover. They only lost the range racks though. Then tier 3.
You lost the range racks and you've got 7.3k gold on an Ember Spirit. Well, do I just...
You get pretty much the same damage extra as you get from buying a Divine by buying a Daedalus, and you don't risk as much. You should buy the second Daedalus and then buy a Divine. That's pretty much the build. He's gotta go Linken's. He's scared of the Queen and her Hex and Lion, of course, but I worry for his damage, man. I really do.
It might also be because of Batrider, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good item overall in this game, but I'm not sure he's the one who has to buy it.
Batrider's got his own Lincoln Sphere. I don't think you could buy. I can buy better.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's a good item for Batrider to pick up, but for Ember, he's definitely gonna need to deal a lot of damage. But we focus too much on him. Gyrocopter is starting to become a threat as well. He has the MKB, he has the Butterfly.
Yep.
He is, at this point, starting to become very relevant.
And how's Razor meant to actually attack him? He buys up now an Assault Cuirass.
Well, he doesn't attack him, he just steals his damage. He just links him.
Okay, he steals the damage, so he doesn't do anything then. But is there a way to get away from this? Like, wait, where's our 4-staff usage? Where's the Gyro's maneuverability? Is it coming from the supports? Like, you got 4-staff Glimmercape on one, and you got Eul Scepter Mech Arcanes on the other. Yeah. It might be worth a second 4-staff over on Zhao 8.
It might be. It could be.
Either that or... Wait, can you Lotus Orbit?
Lotus or what?
Lotus Orb Static Link?
No.
What a shame.
Static Link will persist. Like, even if you snowball, it's gonna persist.
You just have like the double link.
Yeah, it's just gonna go in there.
So we just got like full cross the streams.
Dude, you can get imprisoned into another world, and the Static Link is still gonna be like, I know where you are. I got your address.
Looks like LGD. Bit more of an aggressive movement up the mid, but to really what avail? Like, Cloud9 keep 3 on the defense. You've got Notel just limping himself around inside the jungle. And Fade has managed to wait so long that not only is Refresher Orb coming off cooldown, but he's managed to farm 3.5k gold. And they're grouping up together. It's a 5-man smoke move.
It's the smoke time. They're going now. C9 looking to be the initiators again. It has been going really good for him when they get the initiation.
Hey, they dropped the drums. So, okay, so maybe he actually left his drums behind.
He left the drums? Yeah.
So he has a TP scroll.
He's playing against C9, the constant reminder. Carry a TP scroll.
They just saw all of C. Oh, he jumped at the Spirit. Maybe. Whoa. That wasn't intentional. He went to the Spirit back in the middle lane. He's not on the top lane at the moment.
Well, he got scared. He just felt this is not where I should be.
That Observer Ward from Notal is the perfect position. They're watching LGD inch forward, and then they have another Observer Ward on the high ground.
Yeah, and right now it's very, very important. The initiation is everything.
They still see him. Here comes Pwn 7. Glimmercape, he missed the he actually missed the lasso. 4 stops away, realizing it wasn't going to work. He gets a BKB, and now the Lincoln Sphere protecting Sylar of all people. Snowballing in after Undying Fader. Try and blink further away, and they get the stun and the burst damage. The Tuskar will drop. Eternal Envy. Okay, that Laguna play didn't really do much. And Envy, they just run away. Glimmercape, but up with the blinking from Fader. He'll actually use his refresh so he can blink away again. And Sylar dragged back in. They shallow grave him up. Envy so low, maybe trying to rip them apart. They brought down Envy. Silas still so low, finally dead for the cause. But Vader, how big is that cause? They're chasing after him. The BKB will wear off. And the Ember Spirit jumping in deeper. The Blink Dagger up. He gets a Syrian Chase, the fourth up. No Tail trying to time some space to actually get the Glimmer Cape off, but he'll still end up dying. Meanwhile, home in trouble. The tier 4 tower is dropped, but that's all that was lost for LGD.
Yeah, very even exchange there in the end, losing Razor and dying for the Gyro and Tusk. But okay, this game is one of the games that's actually starting to convince me of the usefulness of having an Ember Spirit. He's playing it very well, and he's doing a lot of damage in this fight.
So much money from these fights too, like where is the death on Maybe? It doesn't exist, he's up to 6k gold again.
He's been surviving a whole lot. The Blink and Lincolns has been doing a lot of work for him, and his damage is still there. We could see how quickly he makes work of even a Solar Crest Undying, who normally could be very, very tanky and hard to bring down.
Is this still the point, though, where you say a second Daedalus is going to be worth it over a Rapier?
Batrider?
Yeah,
Bolt 7 is like, am I the one who kills you? Or?
Xiaowe's going to find him and just Yules? Yules? He, okay, triggers the Lincoln Sphere with the Yules.
Bolt 7 just trolling around.
It's at that point you would actually want the 4-staff. Trigger the Lincolns with the 4-staff, then Yules him up.
Look at Queen, pressure top, someone has to defend, and the tier 1 bottom is not really something they can go for here.
It's okay, like, Xiaowei just buys a TP scroll from the side shop, he'll get himself back, and they're just trying to add as much pressure to the bottom lane to make it so C9 just don't just storm down the mid again.
Yeah, their entire push was stopped though, so they're gonna have to go back and defend, keep farming up, and once again, we're looking over to the Ember Spirit and seeing like 7,000 gold. What do you do now? And with this item build that he's going for, I still think that he should go for a second Daedalus in terms of just damage output.
Yep.
He definitely has the survivability and maneuverability.
I'm okay with either option.
I mean, I would love the Divine as well.
I think everyone would, just as a crowd favorite, but he doesn't need to take the risk, so why do it? Same time, we're getting Queen of Pain finishing up an Octarine core.
Octarine. So he has lower cooldown now on the Refresher, and of course just lower cooldown on Blink in general is very nice for her. So she's gonna be even more maneuverable.
Of all the positions in the map right now, LGD are gonna be the first ones to, one, deny a bounty rune with the Wild Wing, and two, see the fact that Roshan has respawned. It was a very quick spawn time. It was only 7 seconds out of the potential spawn time of him.
Nice.
So Cloud9 at this point have not scattered it out, but LGD are aware of it.
Yeah, very good. The Helm of Dominator is still doing work from the Gyrocopter, showing that off with the creep.
I'm actually wondering now what Cloud9 can do with this. Because if you get the Aegis model, do you drop the mech to get the Aegis over on the Razor? And you can't drop anything on the Queen of Pain unless she drops the Soul Booster for either Cheese or Aegis.
I would say that you still want to do that. Like, you still want to put the Aegis on your Razor, I would say.
It's a 5-man smoke out. LGD are not going to let him have it, but then again, Cloud9, they started it, and then they fell back. So Fader, the first man in the front lines, he'll BKB, Hex on Xiaowei, isolating him with a Sonic Wave. They're still going to find that kill. MMY going to be lassoed up, so there's no Shallow Graves going to help him out. They're fighting within the Tombstone, but now Sylar, finally with the cooldown going to work. Watch your Ember Spirit as well. He's going after Bone 7. They've managed to actually bring down line. Bone 7 successful to run away, and then MMY is going to cut him off with the pass. Trying to be denied by the neutral. It's not possible to do so. Vader and Envy, controlled as maybe bounced himself away on the back of the Spirit. They keep their 2 major cores alive, and Cloud9 expended a lot to do that.
Every core still alive, and that was a pretty clustered fight once again. Ember was going all over the place, managed to kill the Lion and then get out. But also the Queen of Pain and her Hex, so dangerous. They're almost secured the Ember.
For the rare gatherers.
Is it time?
Yeah, it might be. Maybe it's in the neighborhood, so if you want to get yourself some rares, get your camera position right on Ember Spirit.
Do you actually have to look at it?
You actually have to be watching it when you purchase it.
All right.
That's how you get the rares.
Okay, follow.
Secrets to victory.
And before Scriff never takes the camera off Ember from now on.
Well, Roshan's going to die now to Cloud9. So they will get the Aegis. Eternal Envy will lose the mech for the Aegis, the Immortal. And the Cheese, for the moment, will be carried by No Tail. But he can just give... Actually, he's dropping on the ground.
Oh, he can blink in and hex him. Oh, he jumps away with the ulti. He's going to farm the Ancients, though. Queen might be aware of this. They're pinging it out. I'm not going to try.
There's the blink.
Too tough to kill him in the end.
How much surplus has he got? He's got 3.8k surplus. What a magical number.
What a nice number, Ember.
What a very beautiful number.
If only I could buy something for 3.8k gold.
But more than likely, he could just be looking for a Monkey King bar on the second Daedalus. Like, and he could buy both of those back at base without having to risk losing a Rapier and losing your first game of the group stage. Like, we're about to crack the 1 hour mark, and by the looks of it,
He's going for it.
This game's still got legs. Is this it? Red time. Red time.
80 viewers.
Real men walk here.
Okay, they're going for the fight now, and he's hiding his Divine. He doesn't want to show it to lane creeps.
Yep.
Keeping it secret. Keeping it safe.
He's still going to be different. Like, he's still going to be careful. It's daytime. So vision is quite far, and then someone has to come down the bottom lane. Like right now, the Satyr of the gyrocopter is the man who's doing the
I don't think I've ever seen a Helm of the Dominator do so much work in one game. Like, it's been scouting Roshans right and left, stacking and defending the Ancient. Like, it's actually feels like one extra hero on the side of LGD here.
How long does it take for Ember Spirit to get pinged out by C9? They're killing the creep wave so quickly, they'll take Cloud9 to be watching the creep wave die to understand what item maybe
For all we know, they could already have just said it.
Yeah,
but,
without actually pinging it.
But it's very common that you just ping in a reaction when you see the Divine, so...
Do we also look... Okay, imagine this game goes on longer. Before we actually start this fight, let's do some hypothetical. Do you hold on to the Blink Dagger as an Ember, or do you get something like BKB, or maybe even another Daedalus?
I don't think you want BKB in this game. I don't think that's the play. I think you just go more damage. You could switch in your Blink for more damage, or in a very late stage, you could let someone else buy a Linken's and put it on you.
Would you also think about Monkey King Bar, considering there is a Solar Crest over on the Undying? Is it worth it
I don't
just
think
for
so.
that?
No, I don't think so, just because of that. Because you try to kill everyone as Ember, not one specific guy.
Well, Sleight of Fist, and V dropped down to half of his life
That damage.
from that. And they also managed to catch Misery out of position. Xiao with the Light Strike Array, Laguna Blade. Well, okay, he died so quickly to the Ember. That was just Sleight of Fist crit coming in there.
I mean, Ember is just doing work when he has this Daedalus and Divine. The single target is extremely strong from his Sleight of Fist.
Yep.
It is really, really dangerous. And if they ever dare to stack up, the Battle Fury is gonna remind people that you can't do that.
So how does C9 end this? Like, the 5-man movement with initiation to a big fight seems to have been their way before. Can they still do that, or should we look into a split push?
I'm not sure. I think they need to win a teamfight still, so it's all about the initiation. Find the right point of initiation with the Queen and the rest. But one thing that I question, Queen has 13 armor. With a full gear cap, she did not go for Assault Cuirass, she did not go for Shivas.
Yep.
Against this form of physical DPS and a Dazzle?
Yep.
I think they're honestly in a dangerous spot because of itemization. Sure, they have their Assault Cuirass on their Razor, but you definitely need as much armor as you can pump into this lineup.
The interesting thing though, like, if you watch the way Theta plays most of his previous team fights, it's just been this nuke down the supports. Like, it's like, okay, I gotta kill Leader, I gotta kill Dazzle. If I kill them, we should be able to win the fight. If it's worth my life, we go for it, and then Envy rolls through the rest.
Yeah, he lets the Batrider go on the Gyrocopter, and then he goes on the Dazzle, so that Dazzle cannot save the Gyrocopter. That's pretty much their play. That's how they take the fight. But at this stage of the game, it's, you know, you need something, of course, to stop the Dazzle, but can you commit the Queen to that? Can you actually? I think Lion has to find his way in there. Speaking of Lion, look at his item build. This is really strange to see.
The day gone late?
Really strange to see him pick up a late...
Oh, Bone 7! He's actually got it! That was the full Satanic.
That was so huge. Very nice clutch play by Bone 7.
He
and
saw
he
it
was
coming.
so close to being punished as well.
The hilarious thing is that if you looked at what LGD were doing, like they moved the Courier up so they could see on the high ground.
They're
The
gonna
Tusker
push.
knew he needed to de-ward it out as well, but they still walked up and did it that way. Like you could have actually had the Courier on the left side.
They're gonna
being more
capitalize.
defensive.
Yeah, they're gonna capitalize on this try and go before he gets the Satanic now, because they know it's purchased, so probably no buyback.
But the Aegis only has another 30 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, if you wait until the Satanic is up from the Courier, you're just gonna lose so much from that.
But if you also push and you lose your Aegis the more, Envy might find himself in a real rough because he's in the. They're not ready to push.
Envy's a big boy. He will handle.
Is there anything on the Courier which you can take back?
I think you honestly have to go now.
He's just to mock him. He's buying Satanic over on the Dire Courier right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the money for it though. He's short by 250. So there goes your Aegis burn.
Yeah, they were just waiting for Aegis to be removed and get the Satanic on Envy and then go. Because if you just wait for the Courier to respawn, you're gonna lose so much. And right now, look at Gyro. No buyback and still the same items that he's had for the last 15 minutes.
But you got Ember with a buyback. I know if he dies, he's lost the Rapier.
Yeah.
But still, he was doing a lot of damage even before the Rapier came up.
Oh, he's terrifying, for sure. It's more the fact that if you wait, he's terrifying and Gyro is terrifying.
Yep.
So you have to, you know, go when it's still manageable, because we're just above an hour right now, 62 minutes in, and as I said, you do not want to go into a 92-hour game, something like that, against against LGD's lineup.
But it's Cloud9's
You
way.
straight up don't.
Cloud9 love these late
No,
games.
C9 don't.
They don't like this one, but in general, they find themselves in 2.5 hour games.
Yeah, about that.
Here they
Some
come.
techies maybe.
Cloud9, well, the tombstone drops on the man, and there's your lasso. He found Yao,
he
so
got him.
Tusker being pulled back out again. Where is your damage, though? Like, you've got Fader attacking the melee ranks on the top, and then Sleight of Fist Searing Chain with a Blink Dagger up. Fader has to BKB himself away to safety. They still haven't gotten rid of the tombstone. Now Silo will come in and do the job.
Yeah,
But the top racks remains, the mid tower remains, and Cloud9 also triggered the Eye of the Storm.
They got the pick off, but it's just a Tusk. He has his buyback as well.
Yep.
And they use their Flaming Lasso, which means they can't control the Gyrocopter in the next fight. So they're just being very, very cautious in their approach, and this is allowing the Gyrocopter to slowly make its way towards buyback money. 1,600 to go. It is very expensive to buy back 1 hour plus for a Gyrocopter.
It really is. At the same time, though, you look at C9's buybacks. Because of all the purchases they're doing, they've got 3 buybacks, Batrider, Lion, as well as Quap. It's the Razor where you kind of need to have him multiple times over, because once the Quap's triggered a Refresher Orb, what more does she really bring to the fight?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you don't have the mana as well.
that's, yeah, you do have the mana in the end.
I suppose
it doesn't cost
when
that.
you got a 3k pool, maybe
Yeah,
you do.
you regen very fast with the Refresher. He has 42 regen per second, so
Yeah.
that still makes up for it. But as you said, he doesn't bring much in the continued fight. He's about a quick pick
Tell.
off.
So far up, they jump in, they go for Bone 7 with a snowball up. They still haven't found the kill yet, and the stun Yao, Shallow Grave will be protecting him. The Finger of Death as well as the Dagon wasn't enough to
the
kill off
Razor's
Yao, but
stealing
Envy's
damage.
right next to him. The Glimmer came and forced up away. Yao will survive. They keep the Tusker up, and now Xiao Wei Fader wants to throw the ulti out. He'll bring down the limit, but Eternal Envy still in the front lines of Misery. A double stun on Silent Memoir. They fall with the Hex, but now Fader under the tier 3 tower, pumped up and towards the air.
Oh, the
down.
crit.
4-6-1.
The top racks.
That's what you need.
Top racks are dying.
It's fine. Cardi, is he strong enough? Yao, okay, Yao's actually strong enough to fight this. He has a snowball to get away from the rest of the creep wave, whilst Ember Spirit killing up the rest of Cloud9. You might lose melee racks, but you still hold the mid. You're not up against Megas, and the Ember remains alive through all of this.
Yeah, they won that fight very convincingly. No buyback as well on Eternal Envy. He bought the Satanic before this, so there might be the knowledge on LGD as well that they're
The
just gonna go
80-second
straight.
window?
Yeah, that's a big window, dude.
Okay, maybe. Is this just when you go like all the way?
I mean, he can keep pushing the bottom lane, and he has travel, so he can join his team.
Yep.
So definitely he can join up.
Well, that's probably what he should do, considering we're 65 minutes in and this tier 1 tower is still alive on bot lane.
65 minutes.
It would require 1 hit from an Ember Spirit to kill this thing.
That is impressive, actually. That tier 1 tower. I hope it never dies. Never die, you beautiful
What,
bastard.
even with the GG call?
Yeah, even if they lose.
Well, so Sala's going to push the tier 3 tower. Here's the BTs coming in, so Ember Spirit will join it, and we actually get another Divine Rapier purchase. It's on the courier, so they're coming for the tier 3 tower.
That's his backup rapier.
It looks like, though, LGD will take the mid racks. It's worth a fallback from this point, though, unless they think they can go for more, and actually, they're going for more. The Lincoln Spheres can be triggered now over on the Ember Spirit. They're taking up the tier 3 tower.
18
looking
seconds.
for the melee racks on the top. Bone 7 jumps in. He drags back Silent.
That
Bone
damage.
7! The damage coming in from Ember. Yao will punch him down. The Sonic Wave was nice, but the damage is negligible. They'll actually get even more kills, more time. Envy's alive in 3 seconds. There's your Dagon going to work. Critical item from Misery. But the melee racks, they really want to have this dead. They're taking care of the creep wave. And the tower, the racks, Sylar still going at it. He's got to get away from this one. He takes out the melee and then the blinking. Misery, dead and burning. Right from the Ember Spirit. Fader still on the front line. Silent MMY. Where's that Ember? He's running away. He can't really risk coming back in here again unless he loses the rapier. Or do they feel like they can take this? Envy's on the front line.
Tusk
Fader
is traveling
actually
in.
trapped. There's no BKB for 2 more seconds. Sylar will drop, and maybe are you still gonna stay here?
Tusk
Here comes
is here.
Tusker. He goes for Fader, throwing him up into the air. The BKB is up. Snowball protecting. The sigil still gonna drop, and he rolls over towards Envy. Blink Dagger, 2 more seconds. Too long on cooldown, but the Shallow Grave from MMY, Ember Spirit, back in again, going with Fader, Spirit Jump,
Nice
Spirit
pick
Ball,
off.
he takes it out, Envy will still be tossed around like a rag doll, but maybe he's going back in again. The creep wave actually hasn't ended. Where is he going? He's actually going into a place that is not his own, into the tree line to TP back to base, and he is home safely next to his backup rapier.
Yeah, I was actually thinking he was going to the stash to pick up his second rapier there. It was possible. He could have returned it on the courier at home. But, okay.
You see his maneuverability during that fight. I almost don't want him to drop the Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
That's doing so much lifting.
That's why I was saying that he will probably drop the Lincolns before the Blink Dagger in this game and just let someone else buy an extra Lincolns.
Yep.
Or even the Battle Fury. At a very late stage, it's all about killing heroes.
And killing Roshan. This is the first Roshan LGD gets to take the entire game.
Yeah, if they get this Aegis, this is really nice. Drop the drums on Gyro.
I don't think you wish you'll be game, man. That tier 1 tower's dying to just a creep wave in a moment.
No!
But Ember Spirit's got to get there. Like, he can Spirit in and he'll find the damage, but who's coming down? No-Tell. He doesn't have Tombstone available, just throws the ward, so they cannot stop this Roshan.
Oh, they will try though. They know how bad it will be if they don't.
They're right underneath an observer ward. Bone 7 jumps in, he found Xiao Wei. Side of Fist here in Chainmaker, so he can't drag it back any further. Shallow Grave keeping Xiao Wei alive. He does have Force up and Yule Scepter, and with a cooldown, they bought some space. Eternal Envy turns on the BKB and the Satanic, so no extra life steal in a moment. He's trying to get the kill, it's not enough. Xiao Wei, MMY keeping up his captain, and Sylar even in more trouble. They might want to have that. The fight's gone so long, the Tombstone's back off cooldown. Now down the high ground. They need to bring this down. The support's doing the work, so there goes your Tombstone. Eternal Envy, he's gonna drop. Maybe he's here on the front lines. He found the kill. It's a Dance Gold. 66-66 going after Big Daddy No-Tail. Throwing them up, that's gonna be Yao doing the work. The more TP support, but it's Misery. Maybe he's hunting him down, burning him. He'll use the cheese to stay alive. And No-Tail, where is this damage? We're split to two different sides. Misery, no, it's a crit!
Oh my
it was
God.
Almost 2k. 1968 in the crit for that one. Cloud9, they're backing up with their tail between their legs.
Yeah, and they have nothing on the lineup of LGD right now. This is gonna be brutal. They have buyback available on Razor. He has to do it here. Can't just let the enemy take your entire base.
This will be it.
They have the tier 2 bottom, but they're still just gonna go for a throne here.
They still have the tier 1.
Oh, they're
It never
killing
drops.
FPGs. C9.
They're going for the GG push. They're actually using the Void to pick the gem. That's a Void Courier. Sonic Wave, okay, that's negligible. The tier 4 tower's dropping.
Envy, you have to buy back.
He has to come Bone 7, there's your drag back. He always likes to wait for the last moment. Maybe he's very, very deep here. But then the defensive Spirit Fader with the Scream. Sylar and MMY, they're so low. The heal, and now Sylar turning on the Satanic. Getting back from Envy, but Envy taking the damage, 84 points. And Sylar dragged all the way back into the fountain. Not far enough to get the damage out from it, but you still have maybe doing the work. Cloud9, they're losing too many people. And Envy, he's in a nice coffin of death of LGD. How much damage? There he is. He's a jump away. Maybe can't stand here anymore. Xiao Wei will drop. Sylar still here on the front line. Side of Fist back in again. The fortress exposed. They're beating it down. Bone 7, what have you got? Nothing. No life. Nothing. He's down. 1653. That's the crit on him. This will be GG. There is no more defense. That's GG. LGD take game number 1 against Cloud9.
GG, well played. What a crazy game. LGD 70 minutes in and 6 seconds is when they managed to turn this around finally and take the enemy ancient.
And it's gonna be one long day for everyone watching. You don't want to go anywhere. We'll be back for game number 2 of this 2-game